Hello there, kia ora. Hey, just a quick heads up. I get a ton of messages every day from people, and I'm going to be taking a little bit longer to get to them over the next couple of days. My mental bandwidth is just totally at its limit at the moment. The last 24 to 48 hours has been constant phone calls and messages and meetings and requests for help and all sorts going on. And then you've got the actual news cycle, which, 2 opinion polls, which is weird how everyone's freaking out about them because we're still at least a year away until the next election. Makes no sense why people get freaked out in the middle of an election cycle on those, but hey, I guess it makes headlines. And then there was David Seymour releasing his ACT Party newsletter where he said that COVID was just a big fake out so that we could spend a lot of money. I'm sure the millions of people who died would completely agree with him. Absolutely, they must be on the same page. Ugh. And then, of course, there was Chloe being kicked out of Parliament yesterday because she told right-wing politicians in general that maybe they should grow a spine and admit that genocide is bad. That kind of thing is just weird that they are focusing on these little things that fill up people's mental bandwidth, and I am admitting that that's what's happening to me. But before I do that, I just wanted to remind you that we've got less than a month now to get submissions in on that Electoral Amendment Bill. That's the bill that's going to disenfranchise hundreds of thousands of Kiwis from voting at next year's general election. Those are the people who have moved house very recently and want to make sure that they can still vote, or the people who might have just turned 18 walk into a polling station going, hey, I want to have my say. There's a lot of reasons why people don't get a chance to do it beforehand, and they're not going to be able to if something comes up and suddenly they have to go and cast that special vote. It's not ideal by a long shot. In fact, it feels quite clearly like the government is saying, hey, we can't win if we actually campaigned on what our successes were. I know, both of them. Anyway, you want to make a submission on that? It's really easy to do. You just go to the parliamentary website, go look for the Justice Select Committee because that's where it's going through. And it's actually on the top of the list of upcoming bills that they're going to be looking at. Submissions close on the 11th of September, which is actually after the voting period starts for both the Tamaki Makaurau by-election and local body elections. So it's one of those things that you really need to make sure that you're up to speed on so you can get it sorted really quickly. You want to have your say, go to that website, make sure you use your own words because that's really important. Don't cut and paste what other people have said, but make sure the government's aware of the fact that disenfranchising hundreds of thousands of people to make it look like that's how they're going to win the election isn't something that we really want to stand for. Hey, thanks for checking out today's video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe so you get more updates as we go along and deal with these guys for the rest of the year.